One day I opened Discord, and almost everything was gone. The staff server had been deleted. Months of documents were gone. Staff applications, guides, owner notes, everything. My first thought was that we'd been hacked. We hadn't. The person who deleted it all was someone I'd trusted for months. Someone I made co-owner of my Minecraft server. This is the story of how trusting the wrong person almost destroyed everything I'd spent the last 7 months building. If you've ever wanted to start your own Minecraft server, I hope you never make the same mistake I did. Because looking back, the warning signs were there the entire time. I just didn't see them. It all started on November 16th, 2025. That was the day my staff application for a Minecraft server called Mineheart got accepted. At the time, I was just another player who wanted to help out and learn how Minecraft servers actually worked behind the scenes. I had no plans to own one myself, I just wanted the experience. While I was staffing there, I met one of the admins. Her name was Zoe. At first, there was nothing unusual about it. We worked together, talked fairly often, and over time became friends. Looking back now, it's weird how normal everything felt. If someone had told me that this same person would eventually become the biggest mistake I'd make while owning a server, I would have laughed. As time went on, Mineheart started having its own internal problems. I'm not going to get into all of that, because this video isn't about Mineheart. The important part is that those problems eventually led to me and Zoe talking about creating something ourselves. At first, it was just one of those ideas people throw around without expecting anything to happen. We'd joke about what we'd call it, what kind of server we'd make, and how we'd do things differently. Eventually, those conversations stopped being jokes. On December 13th, 2025, Donor SMP officially started. I was genuinely excited. It felt like I finally had the chance to build something that was mine, something I could be proud of. I knew running a server wasn't going to be easy, but I don't think I understood just how much work was waiting for me. People only see the finished product, they join the server, play for a while, and leave. They don't see the weeks of configuring plugins, writing Discord channels, creating staff systems, testing features, fixing bugs, balancing gameplay, and constantly changing things because something else broke. Before a single player ever joined Donor SMP, there were already hundreds of small jobs that had to be done. For the next few months, that basically became my routine. I'd wake up, work on Donor SMP, go to sleep, and repeat the same thing the next day. I honestly didn't mind it, because I believed every hour I spent was getting us closer to building an amazing community. Zoe always told me she'd help, and to be fair, she did help with some things. I'm not going to pretend she never contributed, but compared to the amount of work that still needed to be done, it wasn't much. Whenever I asked if she could help with something, there was usually a reason why it had to wait until later. At the time, I kept making excuses for it. Maybe she was busy. Maybe I was expecting too much. Maybe once the server opened, everything would finally balance out. I kept telling myself that because I wanted to believe we were building the same dream. Looking back now, I think I was the only one who actually was. After a few weeks of nonstop work, Donor SMP was finally in a state where people could actually join. It wasn't perfect, but I was proud of it. Every new feature that got finished felt like another step towards the server I'd imagined since day one. When we finally opened, seeing real players join was honestly one of the coolest feelings I'd had in Minecraft. We eventually reached around 12 concurrent players. To a big server that's nothing, but to me it proved that complete strangers were enjoying something I'd spent months building. The weird part was that me and Zoe didn't seem excited about the same things. I'd message her because we'd hit a new player count, or because someone said they loved the server, and her reaction was usually pretty flat. The only time I consistently saw real excitement was whenever someone bought a rank or something from the store. Looking back, that's probably the first warning sign I should have taken seriously. At the time, though, I didn't think much of it. Everyone likes seeing a project make money because it helps pay for hosting. I convinced myself that was all it was. I kept giving her the benefit of the doubt because that's what you do when you trust someone. Eventually, the player count started slowing down. That's completely normal for a new server, but instead of talking about ways to improve it or bring players back, Zoe suggested shutting the project down entirely. I wasn't ready to give up. I'd put way too much time into it to just throw it away after a rough patch. After talking about it, we agreed we'd pause the project and come back during the summer. I'd love to show those conversations, but I can't because they happened inside the staff Discord server that no longer exists. Even while Donor SMP was on hold, I kept thinking about it. I'd make notes, plan features, think about what I wanted to change before reopening. Me and Zoe still talked because we were both staff on Mineheart, but it wasn't like before. The server wasn't really being worked on, but I never stopped believing we'd eventually bring it back. When summer finally came around, we reopened on June 19th. I came back with more motivation than ever. I wanted this second launch to be better than the first. I expected both of us to come back ready to push the project forward. That didn't happen. From the very beginning, it felt like I was dragging someone who didn't actually want to be there. She still expected an equal ownership split if the server ever became successful. But when it came to actually building the server, almost everything still landed on me. She set up a luck perms configuration that didn't even work properly, added a staff application form that had been copied from another server, and that was pretty much it. Meanwhile, I was still spending hours every day fixing bugs, adding features, helping players, and trying to make Donor SMP into something worth playing. I kept asking for help, because in my head, this was still our project. I thought maybe if I kept pushing, eventually she'd start caring about it as much as I did. Instead, I ended up discovering something that changed the way I looked at everything. While I kept asking Zoe if she could spend a little more time helping Donor SMP, I started noticing something that didn't make sense. Every time I asked if she could work on the server, she was either busy or already doing something else. At first, I didn't question it because everyone has a life outside of Minecraft. But eventually, I found out what that something else actually was. She had become a manager on another Minecraft server. Not only had she never told me about it, but she was actively putting time into a completely different project while telling me she couldn't help with the one we supposedly owned together. That honestly annoyed me more than anything else she'd done up to that point. It wasn't because she helped another server. She could do whatever she wants with her own time. It was because every time I asked for help with Donor SMP, I was left thinking she was simply too busy, when in reality she was choosing to spend that time somewhere else. The more I thought about it, the more everything started clicking into place. Every time I'd asked for help and got ignored. Every conversation that somehow came back to money. Every promise that she'd help later. I started wondering if we'd ever actually been working towards the same goal. Eventually, I couldn't keep it to myself anymore. I confronted her. I told her exactly how I felt. I explained that I'd been carrying almost all of the work for months, and that it felt like Donor SMP only mattered whenever there was a chance of making money. I wasn't looking for an argument. I just wanted an honest conversation because I still thought we could fix things. She told me she wasn't abandoning the server. Looking back, that was the last thing she ever told me. A few hours later, I'd calmed down and decided to message her again. I wanted to restart the conversation without the frustration. Instead of a reply, I noticed something strange. Her profile wouldn't load. I checked again, blocked. I opened Instagram, blocked. TikTok, blocked. Just like that, months of working together ended without a single explanation. I wish that was the end of the story. It wasn't. Not long after, things started disappearing. The staff application forum inside the Discord server was gone. The private staff Discord that I'd trusted her with had been deleted entirely. Shared documents containing staff guides, application information, and owner-only notes disappeared. Months of work that multiple people relied on were simply gone. That was the moment I finally accepted that this wasn't just someone quitting a Minecraft server. The bridge had been burned on purpose. And now I had to figure out how to rebuild everything from scratch. If you'd like to see how the server is doing now, please join our Discord server. Donor SMP is releasing soon and will be an amazing server to play on. Please do not send Zoe any harassment or threats, although she didn't act the best, she doesn't deserve any harmful negativity towards her. And if you watch this far, please like, subscribe, and join Donor SMP. I was Jinxified, and please have an amazing day, folks.